Investigators say the suspects involved in Operation Wrap Up are connected to other violent crimes in Jacksonville.
Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Y&R Mookey. Now, Y&R Mookey is a rapper from Jacksonville, Florida, who's closely affiliated with Spot 'em Got 'em. There was a lot of controversy about somebody telling on him, and possibly Spot 'em Got 'em's name was thrown in there, but things eventually got cleared up when it came to that, right? Now, Y&R Mookey ended up getting arrested, man, and he was charged as an adult. Because at the time of his arrest, he was 21 years old, but he's also been involved in another high-profile arrest and operation in Jacksonville in Duval County, right? Now, Y&R Mookey and Y&R Slugger, before getting caught up in this legal situation, seems like they were on their way to making it in the rap game. Like there was a bidding war for the artists as far as like trying to sign them, and things were going up. Like they had a feature on the way with Pooh Shiesty, which they both had to release after being locked up because, you know, they weren't even there to promote it. So there was a song that they had with Pooh Shiesty, and eventually all three rappers on that song got locked up, including Y&R Mookey. Now, Y&R Mookey was in court yesterday because he's already been found guilty in his firearms case, and he was in court for his sentencing. Now, he went in front of the judge and tried to plead his case and tell why he didn't deserve too much time or, you know, get some type of leniency from the court. But man, I don't think it worked because it's looking like the judge just hit him with 10 years. And I am not joking. Now, before we go over the clips of what went down in court yesterday and talk about the events that led up to this, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, man, let's give a little brief history on Y&R Mookey. And, you know, pretty much the backstory of what happened with the whole Y&R crew, right? So Y&R Mookey is a rapper, as I mentioned before, from Jacksonville. And he got caught up in this whole Operation Wrap Up. Now, in the Operation Wrap Up, Y&R Mookey was one of the main people to get arrested. And after being arrested, he was one of the biggest names in the local Jacksonville rap scene to where people were following his case. Now, as things progressed, he went to trial, and in trial, a jury found him guilty. So, in a story from First Coast News, they talked about this, and they said a jury found Jacksonville rapper Tyler Jackson or Y&R Mookey guilty of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Now, this was back in February, about 2 months ago, right? Now, the conviction stems from a 2019 when the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and the state's attorney's office completed Operation Wrap Up, a campaign that looked at social media and YouTube videos to find convicted felons showing off guns and other weapons. So they were basically launched an operation on social media to look for rappers who they felt like were pushing gun violence and increasing, you know, the gun violence in the local community there in Jacksonville, right? And they fixed themselves on Y&R because they had a lot of videos out there, some called Young and Ace Diss and a lot of different things. And they were like the key subjects in this Operation Wrap Up. You had Y&R Slugger and Y&R Mookey get locked up, right? Now, in court, he was already found guilty back in February. So he was in court yesterday for sentencing. And before everything got to it and, you know, before the judge gave him his sentence, this is what happened. Y&R Mookey went in front of the judge to read his own personal statement to try to get some type of leniency. And it went like this. First, the judge spelled out what the rules were for this.
Sentencing, you have two rights basically regarding your testimony. You can testify under oath, subject to direct examination and cross-examination. Or you can do what's called allocute, which I'm thinking is what you want to do, is basically tell me anything you want to tell me. It's not under oath, but I'll consider it as.
So as you heard there, the judge was laying down the law, you know what I mean? Letting it be known that he could go on and speak and say what he had to say, you know, in order to try to sway the judge in any type of way. This is a normal thing that happens in court, I'm guessing, right? So Y&R Mookey started to tell his story and to explain why he should be given some type of leniency, right?
Don't have any violent charges or a violent criminal background. I'm not no gang member, nor have I ever been a gang member or been guilty by association to any gang. I have no criminal history as an adult, and I do my best not to have any encounters with the law enforcement. I am an inspiring artist and I am trying to make a career out of what I love and have a passion for doing, which is music. Music is my craft.
Now, as you heard there, Y&R Mookey, he basically told the judge that, yo, I am not a gang member. I don't have any aspirations to be in a gang. I've never committed any type of violent crimes. You know what I'm saying? My whole focus in life is to aspire to be a musician, or actually to excel at being a musician. That's my love. That's my craft. Now, the judge wasn't buying that if you see what happens later on. Now, the judge basically heard his side of things. You know, she took her time, and then she came back with the statements of her own and what she felt. So let's actually look at part of the clip from that.
So I've given a lot of thought to this case, reviewed the PSI very carefully, consider all the evidence presented at trial. And let me just tell you right up front, I do not believe a youthful offender sentence is appropriate in this case. I'm not going to impose one. I'm going to sentence him to an adult sanction. So then my next question to me, after determining that a youthful offender sentence is not appropriate in this case, of what an appropriate sentence is. I do think a 20-year sentence is excessive, and I'm not going to impose a 20-year sentence in prison. I'm sort of stunned when you take a look at the defendant's criminal history beginning back in 2015.
Now, in that part of the clip, all right, so you hear a couple of things. The judge is letting it be known that first off the bat, you're not going to be charged as a juvenile or a youthful offender, as they call it in Florida, right? So that's tough. So that lets him know there's the maximums and his minimums change for his sentencing. He's going to be charged as an adult. You know, that could be a lot of time. And based on what the judge said there was a possible of 20 years. And the judge said, nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do you a favor. We ain't going to do 20 years. But we're going to sit here and we're going to read all the things you've been arrested for since 2015. And the list was long. So the judge went down the list of different, I guess he had 2 prior weapons arrests. He's been let off several times for probation or parole or either one or whatever. And, you know, he's been called back and arrested during times that he was let out. So the judge felt no need to be lenient at this time. Now, I'm not sure if he can go back and get this changed or anything like that. Or maybe the judge was being lenient from their standpoint or how she saw things. But the clip went on to say this. So let's play this part right here.
The potential in the world you have of just making the decision that you would be rather associated with a criminal gang and make videos that promote or in furtherance of the criminal gang. So I find that you are a danger to the community. And I find that the only way to protect the community from you is to put you in prison.
Now, according to the reports out there, the judge would go on then to give Y&R Mookey a sentence of 10 years in prison. You know what I mean?
Put you in prison. But I'm not going to put you in prison for 20 years. I'm going to put you in prison for 10. So I'm going to adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 10 years in the Florida Department of Corrections, to be followed by 5 years of probation.
The judge basically said that, you know, that she believes that Y&R Mookey, you know, because they played most of his music videos and stuff in the court as well. So I don't want to leave that out. And hopefully rappers, drill or otherwise, are taking notes from that, man. So I think they played Young and Ace Diss and all those other songs, you know, like those videos that they had out there that were used in Operation Wrap Up. And, you know, when you're pointing those guns and stuff and then, you know, you're repping whatever and then they look at your social media, man, it's hard to go in there and tell the judge, like Y&R Mookey, he tried to tell the judge, like, yo, I am not a part of any kind of gang or anything. And the judge actually said, and this is on a separate video, that, yo, I don't believe that. I don't believe that you're not a part of Young and Ruthless. I don't believe that you're not a part of a gang. And I do believe that you were using your music, you know what I mean, to kind of promote that. So it's a tough one, man. But what do you guys think about this, man? This was rather long, but I wanted to play all these clips and, you know, give you guys an idea of what went down. But do you guys think that Y&R Mookey will probably get his time lesson later on? I mean, at this time, I think he's like 22, maybe 23 years old. So, I mean, the ability to come back as a rapper is still there in the future if he gets his time lesson. Or do you think, man, time will pass by, trends will pass by, and this just is another telltale sign of a rapper throwing away his opportunity to be in the rap game and really do things out here in music. Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.